do 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 do. Hey everybody, hello, thank you, and welcome for joining me. Yes, no, welcome and thank you for joining me. Woohoo! Hey, I'll get this English language down someday. Yes, I'm very excited because EverQuest Tuesday is not being the TWO kind of 2, it's the TUE kind of 2, and we are doing Landmark tonight. Why? Because I actually couldn't fit both EverQuest games in streams this week because of crazy things like Tokyo coming out, and, you know, WildStar had launched, so I gotta do that, and I'm taking off to New York City tomorrow, so, you know, yeah. And since I had codes for you, man, I have codes! And Age Myth, that's what I actually had up on the schedule. Landmark, it said that the whole time. Anyway, but yes, I do. I have codes. I want to give them out. I want to see people come in and join the game, enjoy the game, see what it's all about. And because of that, we're going to be doing some building stuff today. So maybe Age will come in and help me build. What do you think? Is Age gonna come and build? Are ya? Are ya, huh? Are ya? Are ya, huh? Are ya, huh? Uh-huh. Woohoo! Shall we go into game now? Because I'm sure by now you're kind of tired of looking at that pretty awesome, cool thing that was built, not by me. That's right. That's right. I'm busy looking over... Actually, what I'm doing is looking over my incredible islands in the sky. Islands in the sky, that is what they are. I sing that every single time I'm on these islands, I swear. What? You reformatted your hard drive and Landmark isn't there yet? Oh, that's terrible. Terrible. I'm sad now. Well, that's okay. I'm going to practice some building stuff anyway. Some stuffs. Yes, I actually tried, personally, I tried to do it so that I had oh, what do you say? That stuff, that word. I tried to do it so that I could do both Landmark today and EverQuest 2 tonight, but due to the Tokyo hands-on experience and the gallery and chopping up a garden plot, I actually ran out of the ability to squeeze more into my day. And I really wanted to be able to pass out some of these codes before, you know, pass out some codes before I head out to New York City for a couple days, because, you know, don't want you to miss out on that. Alright, so wow, look at all these, got some cool trees in here. Alright, so basically what I was going to do was show you how to build a mountain today. A little mountain island or something. It's actually not that difficult. Of course, it would help if... Hello? Ah! There we go. There's a UI. So let's get to the building tools. Now, if you want, you can actually show your claim boundaries. And it's really nice now because they took the super scary brightness out of it. So basically, it's just giving you a little rough guideline. And you can see the sides here. So this actually looks much better. But right now, if you can see, my plot which I'm holding for Nevermore. There's like this valley in the middle. So what if I want to make this a taller mountain peak and not a valley, right? When am I doing the giveaway? I will be starting the giveaway probably in about 10 or 15 minutes. Now, the really fun thing about building the natural things, for people who think, oh man, I don't have all those intricate skills and all that, it doesn't matter. You don't really have to have them. Let's see. We're going to adjust all of these trees. We're going to make them little tiny baby trees. Look at that! Look at that! He's such a cute little tree! And what we're going to do is we're actually going to move them all down there, because frankly I don't want to get rid of them. I don't want to get rid of the trees, but I do want them out of my way right now. So the props that were already on the land, like trees, rocks, and stuff like that, you'll notice you can't really like pick them up and keep them, which would be totally cool and would be easier for just picking them up and getting them out of your way, but that doesn't necessarily always work. Oh, you know what might look funny? Here. Let's just, yeah, make that a little squishy top. Wow, I did not know there were that many trees here. What the heck? I totally forgot about all these trees. Oh, shoot. That means my tree I just did all that stuff to came back because I forgot to hit, hit, okay, good. He's going to stay there now. Alright, now we'll adjust this one. We'll just make them all small, because I'll show you an easy way. You don't even have to fill in the land. That's what's really cool. You can just make the outer shell, and it's really one of the easiest things to do. It's alright, H-Myth. The important thing is you're actually downloading it again. Downloading. Oh wow, those actually go pretty dang small, don't they? Look at that. He's such a cute little... Such a cute little tree. Oh my goodness, wow. So just one more big tree with a great big face right here. Let's make him little too. And we're going to go ahead and move him too. So as you can see, these arrows and stuff are pretty easy to work with. Yes, you can have floating trees. If you really, really desire floating trees, which are helpful when you actually make floating islands and stuff. Oh, hey, why don't we make this guy smaller too? Yes, I have this thing about if it's little, I like it more. If it's itty bitty, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so cute. I think it's the girliest thing about me. But I also think that way about little spiders. And oh, I was working to start in the garden and got this awesome little snake in my garden. I'm so happy. I like him. Alright, so let's pan out. Now you'll notice you actually get a much broader view now. I mean, look at that. It's not very often. It hasn't been very long, shall we say, that you've been able to zoom out this much. So let's make this a mountain top. What that's going to entail is it's going to need some dirt. We've got dirt. Actually, I did just sift a whole lot of it, so maybe we'll start with stone. All right, so let's see what we've got. Let's go here. See what kind of stone. Ancient forest, lowland earth. Oh, look at that. But no, we want rock. I only have 160. Oh, actually no. Maybe we do. We'll just stick with dirt. Ancient forest earth, ancient forest lowland earth, lowland turf. I think because this middle is all pretty much dirt already, we don't really need a lot of rock stuff, so I can paint the rock in later. So let's go ahead and just pick lowland turf and lowland clover. Alright, so that's what we're going to use. Hey, Erm is mooing, Age is oinking. Oh no. Okay. Alright, so we want to make something so big that we're going to start off by just flattening this a little bit. Yeah, I don't want you to go that way, actually. I want you to go... Well, looks like we're probably only going to make an outcropping. Alright, now I'm not going to make this completely filled in because I don't see any reason to. So control and mousing over that bottom there, we're going to bring it up because we don't need it to be really thick. But I do want this side to come over wide. So we're just going to make a top shelf to work with here. Almost the entirety of my claim. No big deal. Alright, so add and there we go. I gotta get back up there. Alright, now for the sides and stuff, might very well do stone. That might work. Look at that. Not very natural looking, is it? Well, if you play soccer, actually, makes a pretty good little soccer field. But you can actually go wild with this stuff. Alright, now this side is all pretty much stone. So... another easy way to make sure you match everything is, so let's say we're actually gonna... Oh, I think I'm a little too far out. This is actually kind of trippy. Alright, let's... Oops, won't let us do that. Alright, we're going to get this and make it rocky. So remember, you can use Alt. You can color something that's on the outside too. Alt turns it right into what you've got up here. And then all we have to do is paste it in. Yeah, doesn't look quite natural now, but it's gonna get there. It's gonna get there. Oh look, it's like poking out of the side of my... I think maybe we'll get rid of that, because... Alright. So this isn't looking exactly natural right now. But that's okay. Alright, now at this point, let's just use the block. Oops! But that's stone. We don't want stone. Alt-Z. Alt. We want the grass. Actually, let's get that grass. And let's just start. The really fun part about this is you don't even have to be perfect with it. Seriously. And if you want to really make it natural looking up here, seriously, just stick a whole bunch of these all around. Woo! This is where just throwing this stuff up and smooth tools, those work great. So this is clover. that I've been doing. Now we can do some of the grass too. Yeah, definitely doesn't look too natural right at the moment. I can understand that. Alright, I want to get rid of the stuff right next to my wall. I don't like that. So we're gonna shift, move that up, move this out, delete. I think I got them all. Oh, yep. Actually, I got part of the ground down there too. Oh well. No big deal. Now for finer stuff, most people like to use the tiny voxel, the smallest voxel, but that's perfectly okay. You don't have to do that. The secret world. The servers are coming down. Yep. The servers will come down, but Flappy still needs to be dispatched. Now, I have a favor to ask. I need you guys to try and stop Flappy from being completely killed off until I come back Thursday. Are you guys willing to do that for me? I really don't want to miss being there. Oops. Control and go down. Alright, now we want a wall of stone here, I'm pretty sure. So Alt, go down to where the stone is, and then 1, add. You know what I think might make a really good little part of the hill up here, besides all these little knobbies, which is what I've been doing with my floating island, all these knobs? We should make a big old circle. So, let's see. That's 19 voxels, so they've all got to be 19 voxels. I wonder, actually, if I'll have enough material to do this, since it won't be oh, that's only 8. Nine, 10. Time to do the zooming out again. Alright, let's do a 15 by 15. So that means this one's got to go in some. Alright. Ah! This is where, I don't know if you guys remember seeing this before, you know, bring in a sphere. And, oh, I don't want stone though. I don't want stone. I definitely want dirt. So let's make it this grass. Why not? Alt. Alright. Oh, didn't work. No. Well, you know what? I always mess something up while I'm on camera. That is like exactly how the world works here. Dang nabbit. No, I didn't say it was a 100 follower giveaway. I said in about 15 minutes I'd tell you how. Doggone it, that did not. Did I miss some of the conventions? Oh, you know what? I think I may actually need, go ahead and use my smaller tool here. And not have it be on the ground. So let's do 40 by 40. Unless it doesn't want to agree with us again. 40 by 40 by 40. So let's pick this up off the ground so it's not touching anything. And let's try this again. Add tool. It's a circle. Ah! Okay. Well, that's not going to work today. Actually, I love the person who did the Borg cube. That's what this makes me think of. Alright, so we can just actually do some of the smaller ones if we want. The thing is, with these, what you're going to end up using is your smooth tool over everything. That's how you get the different textures, the different elevations. Let's actually do some rock. We need some rock up here. Just go crazy all over with it. You really don't need to be too special. And then the fun is with the smooth tool, which of course they're changing the smooth tool up soon so that you'll be able to do pretty much what the old one was as well as the new one. So with natural habitats, you really do not have to be too kind and gentle, you know, you can just kind of run it over. You move things around to how you like. You make them little, make them big. Of course, smoothing the circle seems very weird. I actually haven't done a whole lot of that. Let's actually add some more blocks while we're at it here. Grass blocks. Now if you don't want these perfect spheres down here, you can also use the delete tool and kind of make some pock marks in them so that they're looking a little different. And then go back to your smooth tool. These block shapes are exactly what I use to make my floating mountains. And you just smooth everything out, fill in spots if you're like, oh wait, you know, and once I start smoothing everything, it's no longer a big mound, it's this big kind of crazy looking conglomerate. And you just keep adding some more. You can fill in the little holes like that. Whoops. Probably don't want to, you know, capture yourself, but you can. Wow, somebody is really kind of excited for the giveaway. So, alright, so I'll tell you how to do the giveaway. This is how I always do them. So for anyone who is viewing, whether they are at home or, well, whether they are not registered on Twitch or registered on Twitch, either way is good. So you're going to be sending me an email, a personal email, right? And you're going to have something in the subject line. And the subject line is actually going to be the words mountain. Let's just do that. Let's just do mountain since that's what we're building here. Alright, so send the email to mj@massively.com. Oh, and I just threw myself down underneath. Whoops. mj@massively.com. Subject line. Guys, remember? Subject line mountain. Alright, now let's really start smoothing some of this because it's starting to look scary. some reason, I'm just having this Star Wars feel, you know? Little Tatooine houses here. Actually, I think I want to delete some parts of this. Make that a little more ragged and jagged. I actually just gave my email. I'll go ahead and write it here in chat. She'll be coming around the mountain. What I am really excited to do, guys, is ruins. I'm going to be working on some ruins. And the cool thing is because you can build something up and then you use the smooth tool, of course, to weather it down, to break it down. And that gives things a really nice weathered look. So if you're not going for being totally intricate, then this really helps. You don't have to be a super builder. Oh yeah. Let's actually do the giant round. And you can sit there and play with how you want things to come across. Whether you want the sphere, whether you want the square. They do a little bit different when they're working. Let's get rid of this over here. This looks so unnatural. Now the thing is, you might end up getting rid of most of your stuff, but that's okay. You're basically just trying to make it look natural. Now the weird thing, one of the weird things when working with the natural elements especially, is that every time you delete or smooth or something, it changes the configuration of stuff like the plants. Like you'll see a plant right here, and then I smooth and the plant's gone. Alright, let's... weather this down a bit. Now see, it's not, you're not seeing a mound here, but what you are seeing is ground that is not flat. So kind of just a natural look, and you don't need mega skills to do that. Okay, all these little square bits of square bits of rock that I left around are looking kind of interesting, but so look at this. These don't look like, you know, square blocks anymore. Oh, okay. These do. Let's work on these for a minute. So I really do love and appreciate that you can do something like this without being one of the mega builders. I think that's very important because there are people who are interested in the concept of the game, but then they're like, what the heck? I can't do these mega mansions that are coming out. You don't have to. Alright, let's start adding some more in here actually. We need fill in some of these spots. You notice I'm not taking super care where they're going. You know, they're just kind of being stuck in. filling in spots here and there. I think at one point I was making stuff that ended up looking like the Pueblos in Arizona. It's like, really? Wow. Alright, now I've got to admit that this part looks a little trippy up here. So let's whittle it down. High pointy dirt just is kind of creepy. Now if that was rock, I could have like, I could build some stalagmites and stalactites and do a whole cave thing going on. Hey, Klingon! You should come in and help us build our new mountaintop. You know what? I actually just don't want this guy here anymore. Of course, you don't have to delete. If there's something in here and you don't like the way it is, don't forget that you can just heal. So you can be like, I don't like you, or maybe you only like the top of the rock, so bring the heal in. Heal. Look at that. It's like I made a gaping mouth of something, but that's not exactly what I intended to do. So let's move this up a little bit so I'm not getting rid of my ground. And now let's heal. Be healed, I say! It's an interesting little rock formation. Klingon! DK! You know you want to hang out with us. Alright, let's make some smooth rocks here. Actually, this is looking strangely... Wow, actually look at the striations in that rock. I'm digging that. I'm liking that. I'm happy with that. I think I'm going to cut the top off of some of these hills too. I'm going to do that again. That was fun. Alright. Here we go. Shift brings up this so that you can pull it up. Let's not get rid of the entire thing I just built over there. And let's heal it back to what it was, which is air. Look! We have buttes! With little flat tops! Where I grew up at home, that's what we had. We had buttes. Ain't that a butte? I will send an email to the winners with the code. So that is how you'll know who the winners are. Unless you want me... Because the email does not necessarily match the Twitch name, I don't assume people want me to actually, you know, say who they want, who won. Definitely need to do something with these little mounds. They look too perfect. Keep mutilating them. Alright, let's go for a delete mutilation now. That's right, chopping holes in the buttes. And then back to the smooth tool. Age, you're picking on somebody who's not a regular viewer, so please don't scare them. No, I do not lie. If you added your Twitch name to the email, I can announce who it was right here on the stream. Well, I have not gone out of the game right now to check the emails. I usually do all the winning ones right after the stream. So that will happen in, well, give me 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Let me make my purdy here. Okay? Then we'll dive in and send out the winners. So look, we went from a totally flat kind of spot to, look, we've got the little mounds and stuff going on now. Got a little hill over here, and I don't know what this is. Some ancient dinosaur used to be here, I guess. Alright, let's chop this down a little. Actually, yeah, let's chop it down a little. There we go. This beta code is good for 7 days. These are the 7-day beta codes. I do currently have on Looking for Shinies a code, a giveaway. Oh my gosh, this looks a bit like a lizard. Look, we got a lizard head and a lizard arm. Beta code giveaway when we have 50 people that sign up on both Looking for Shinies and Next in EverQuest. Oh wow, I think I made a little hidey hole down there. Then all you have to do is like start populating this with like trees and flowers and stuff. All my trees are down there. I'd have to go buy some. I have to go make some flowers. Shall we go make a couple of flowers? I don't think I have any in my inventory really. Oh, I do. I have a deathweave plant. Where are you, deathweave plant? That's not where I wanted you. That is very much not where I wanted you. Dude, I can't even see it. Holy cow. Alright, let's... There we go. Adjust. 1. We want a big plant. Yes. Big plant. And then we need to move it. Alright. So yeah, this is called the deathweave plant. Maybe it'll kill somebody when they come across my property here. Alright, let's tuck it down. There we go. Oops, that's a little too far, I think. And we'll rotate it just a smidgen. There we go. So that was only one plant that I had with me. We could also bring up our trees. So there's nothing that says you actually have to make a big, fancy, you know, impressive home. You could just do something like this, but it turns out when you meld it all together, you can actually make it look like it's, you know, totally natural. It doesn't right at the moment because we only have it one thing thick here. In order to really get it to look more natural, you'd actually have to have it be multiple layers thick, and you'd have to mess with the side, make it more sloped. Like here, you want it to actually be sloped. Hey, yes! DK, come in. Come hang out. The thing about doing this is that you don't want stuff to look natural and precise. So the less precise you make something look, the better it's going to be for your natural kind of work. Hey, shall we give Pulse permissions to start building? Let's do it. Let's let Pulse start building. Hopefully it won't steal all my dirt. Claim management. Alright, so we're going to go to this land. And we're going to add an access. Alright. So we don't want no access. Contributor. Alright, not contributor. Visitor means they can come on. Open doors. Customers. They can get into stuff. Decorators. Builders. Decorators, they can move stuff around that's here. Builder can actually put stuff down and delete it. Take stuff that was here. Oh no! Not even add? This land is your land. That's pretty good, geek! So you start the game with the basic ad, regardless, because... There we go. Actually, I'm just trying to... Wow. Alright then, with you and your crazy... Why on earth is that suddenly red? Huh. With the add tool, the reason you get that when you start the game, even before you get a claim flag or anything, is because if you dig yourself in a big pit, they want you to be able to climb out. So you can place blocks temporarily. They'll be there until the land heals itself, and you can climb yourself out. See what kind of cool stuff Pulse is going to come up with. Now remember, if you want to use a material that's nearby and you have your tool selected, all you have to do is do Alt and it will create a paint template. Alright, our first two winners are going to be receiving their codes. So hopefully you guys have paid attention to your email, right? Whoops. See, that's what happens. That's what happens when I try to send it during a stream. That's why you guys should always wait until I finish, because I just cut off the first 4 numbers. There we go. Well, that was a first. No problem. See, look at that. So you've got add tool. Look at that. He's over here making a beautiful line of... What materials are he using? Stuccoed wall? That's not very natural. So if you don't have the selection tool and everything, now remember, whenever you place a claim flag, that is when you get all of the tools now. You don't have to go and make them. You don't have to get certain materials, really. All you do is make your claim flag, place your claim flag, and you get all of the tools given to you now. And see, I can come along with my paintbrush. I could paint his stucco wall. Oh, of course I'm painting it stucco wall because that's what I already have up here. I feel like I'm trying to force choke Pulse over there. Look at that. Roar. Whoops. I just... Ah! Help! I just fell off my own mountain. And look at that. I'm painting everything down there and I don't mean to. Stop. Crud. I just stucco walled my forest floor over here. I think we need to do some... Well, that was a little bit of a delay. I tried to undo it and nothing happened, so I went to heal it and boom, it was gone. I wonder if you have the delete tool. There you go. And see, even with just the add tool, you can actually template and paste it down. Template and paste it down. So if any of you guys are feeling like you're not necessarily the most intricate of builders, you can still come and build stuff. I mean, all you need to do is have a bunch of dirt and stone on you, which you can get absolutely anywhere. And look at this. Some pretty natural looking rough land here. Granted, the side's not looking very rough, but you get the picture. I really do. I want to make some ruins with possibly my next maze underneath. And then there will actually be story that goes along with these ruins and the maze and the loot and stuff that you can find. Now, for those of you that are a part of Landmark, don't forget that my Massively Minions maze... Whoa, I'm kind of turned around over here. My Massively Minions maze, which is right here on Abyss, Serenity Abyss, up the hill from the portal. There are actually 3 treasure boxes in there. They're filled with really good tools, with some materials, clothing items, grappling hooks sometimes. It changes out, but there's stuff, and they're hidden in treasure chests in there, in 3 treasure chests. So if you solve it and you find it, you've got that loot. Granted, it's not too dangerous because there are no mobs or anything yet, but trust me, as soon as I can get that AI going, oh, yeah, there's going to be some mobs. I totally want to do crop circles now. I think that would be fun. Do some crop circles that you can see from the top. Let's see. We don't want to... Look at this. It's like a little person with a glowy ball on his head. Alright, let's get rid of claim boundaries because I'm tired of seeing them. Now, if you actually go into get rid of your UI and bring up your map... Oh, it didn't work this time. I know, if I get rid of all the claim stuff... There we go, bring the map back up. Get rid of permissions, get rid of my claim, no permissions. Then you don't even actually have to see any of those things out on the land. So there you go. There was a really quick tutorial on how to mess with some topography. And obviously we did kind of a claim-wide area, so we weren't able to get to all of it and get it all spruced up and spiffied up, but something to do. If any of you are lacking the confidence to do something really, really super impressive, or maybe you've built something and you think that, oh my gosh, that just doesn't look spectacular, I'm not happy with it, take your delete ball and take your smooth ball and just whap at it a few times and make it look like it's been weather beaten and destroyed and stuff, because that stuff is really cool and that stuff is necessary in Landmark as well. Okay, it's really sad when all anybody wants to do is big ornate castles, because the other stuff is what you want to explore a little more, right? Alright, I want to thank you all so much for joining me today. I would stay and do a lot more, stream a lot longer, but I have to wake up and try to leave for my trip in like 4 or 5 hours. So I'm going to actually attempt to not play all night. We'll see how that goes. But I thank you again, and if there's anybody else, we just already had one drawing. If there's anybody else who would like to get in on getting a Landmark 7-day code, do it right now. Send me an email at MJ, that's me, at massively.com. Put mountain in the subject line, and I will enter you into the next drawing for more beta keys. But that needs to reach me within the next 5 minutes. That's what you have, guys. So thank you so much for joining me. Be sure to stay tuned. We're going to be trying to go through Tokyo on Thursday, as long as all of that works out on the other end. Then we've got Wildstar, we've got, oh my gosh, what are all the things that we're streaming and doing this week? We've got Arcade, we've got Wildstar, we've got the Secret World, so it's going to be a busy week when I get back from my trip. I hope you all have a great night. I hope you take care of yourselves tomorrow, and I will be popping on Twitter just to, let y'all know I'm alive. Thank you, everybody. Have a great night.